South Korea is one of the most educated, healthy, tech-savvy, and successful countries in the world. But it wasn't always that way. Following the Korean War in the 1950s, the already poor nation was devastated. A primary reason for this was that they lacked cheap, reliable power due to a shortage of coal, gas, and oil. Korea imports 97% of its fuel even today. To become more self-reliant, Korea began to develop its own nuclear program. The nation's first power reactor began operating in 1978, and since then, South Korea has become a leader in nuclear electricity production as well as nuclear reactor exportation. Cheap, available electricity makes it easier for a country to become more advanced and innovative. South Korea has demonstrated this, establishing advanced industries like car manufacturing, shipbuilding, and electronics. However, after Fukushima, the Korean disaster movie Pandora, and anti-nuclear protests, Korea is now looking to phase out nuclear from their economy. Korea has stated that it intends to grow its renewable energy capacity and phase out all nuclear and coal generation over the next 40 years. However, in 2016, solar provided just 1% of total electricity, and wind was less than 0.5%. Electricity from nuclear, 31%. One of the biggest solar plants in Korea is the Sinan Solar Power Plant. Replacing the energy produced by Korea's nuclear reactors in 2016 with solar panels would require 4,400 solar farms the size of Sinan, covering an area 5 times the size of Seoul, the nation's capital. Replacing these same nuclear reactors with wind would require 13,000 wind turbines, covering an area 14.5 times the size of Seoul, or 9% of South Korea as a whole. Building such a large amount of wind or solar farms would be extremely difficult, as 70% of Korea is mountainous, and the rest is covered with farms and communities. Even if you could build out that much wind and solar, these are not reliable energy sources, so you would also need to build new fossil fuel power plants to go alongside the turbines and panels. A nuclear exit would add about 60 to 100 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions each year. Korea has come a long way in the last 50 years, but with discussions to close down their reactors underway right now, they could be taking a huge step back from all of the remarkable progress that they have made.